The day is upon us. The Caribbean Poker Party main event final day here at the Bahamas. 2 players today will walk away with over $1 million. Our champion though, that monster $1.35 million payout. And well, the man in the hot seat at the moment is our good friend here at Party Poker, Ludo. 116 million chips. That's what he threw in the bag last night. Just under 100 bigs. The overall chip leader, and of course chip leader on this table, but you see quite the table for him here. Aaron Balcrum, Andreas Nemeth, Ryan Reese, all in the mix, and of course in the middle there, another one of our favourites, Philbot, Peter Jetton. Been navigating a short stack what seems like eternity.
First hand of the day, no one has to ask me how many chips I have. It's really nice.
First hand of the day has been folded around to Aaron in the small blind.
All in.
He rips it in. As I say, Peter still just the proverbial short stack. 4 deuce, obviously not going to call.
T-shirt.
Yeah, thank you.
So that helps you out.
Fine.
He's like, oh no.
Peter jams again, jacks.
Why did you tell me that?
Don't tell him.
That's not what I had. I was a kid. Should have messed with it. Good luck, buddy.
Jochen calling all in behind pocket tens. A little bit too much for Ludo to get involved with the Jack 9 suited.
Oh, that's a pretty good hand.
And it's a pretty cold deck there for Jochen, way ahead of Peter's range, of course.
Time, yeah.
Got the right suits.
Yeah, just gotta
Peter calls it himself, does cover the suits. King 9 deuce. Pete, here's your turn card, just the 10 on the end. Jochen out in 24th. $50,000 better off.
I delivered for you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
How's it going, buddy?
Good luck, guys.
Good luck. Take it easy.
No, I have 2
yours
weeks.
is a lot longer than his.
I have 2 weeks to catch you.
His looks a lot better than mine.
Good sizing. A little under 3x, but on the button against the hijack open. And not terribly deep.
Cut? Yeah.
Last week. And they cut it too short.
And then it's too late.
That's why I was wearing a cap the last few days.
It looks good.
Andreas
I think it looks fine.
has to call this, play the flop against Aaron.
Too short.
Alright. I was just trying to be nice, Ludo.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What? How
It's
you
too short.
how you gonna put your barber on blast like that?
It was I went to the usual barber shop, and the barber that usually does my hair.
Well, Andreas has gone the other way.
Let somebody else do
Just
it.
decides to drop it in, and he's going to get the bad news. This is a monstrous pot, 114 million chips. Timing a little bit off. Can't fault Andreas for ripping here. 22 million chips already in the pot if he were to call. Makes the hand a little easier to play. And there's certainly enough hands that Aaron will be 3-bet folding with to make this profitable. Ace Jack 4. Aaron's celebration says it all. Barring running 9s, it's over.
That's a big one.
Sorry, man. Have a good one, buddy.
Yep. Good luck, guys.
All right, thank you.
Andreas, just like that. One of our biggest stacks. Out of the door in 19th place.
Last hand. Yes.
Aaron, monstrous stack. Around about 15% of the chips in play. Even more. 162 million. Today we've seen, of course, Joaquin busting. Mikhail Ponchetsky busted. Scott Margerson, the man who was running the show on our picture table, he busted out in 22nd. Alex Papazian also out. Giuseppe Carboni. We saw, of course, Andreas Namath busting. Martin Zamani and Mark Lang, the last two to depart before we reach this stage. 16th is still going to pick up 50k, but we are now on that 15k pay jump. As you see, William Blaze and Alex Foxon are the two joining us up here on the stage. Peter in the hijack, Queen Jack of Spades. This will be a jam.
No.
Phil with the rejam, Ace Jack in the cutoff.
Yeah.
Strange page.
Yep. Yeah. Not for it not to be at 16. It's very weird.
Well, I kind of like it, Alex.
Something different, isn't it?
Playing two full tables on a pay jump.
Yeah, whatever.
Bit fairer.
Matter much. It's
Yeah.
just weird.
Yeah, it's weird. But see what this good.
I guess in one sense,
30 million.
There is
I'll wait
30
for the
million.
hand of the other. In a sense, like, I think it actually kind of makes sense. I don't know if this is why they did it, but so that like there isn't double incentive to be like stalling on the bubble of the break, like because for some people it's like under the gun or something, and then other people want to pay jump.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah.
It's like you'd have lots of people stalling on that.
Exactly right,
Or
Alex.
maybe so when it's two tables. or
Peter
something,
is
I
just
guess,
going to
yeah.
tank this one off for that exact reason. We are on a pay jump.
It's 1 minute time bank.
Yeah, it's 1 minute. So.
How many? Oh, okay. I go.
And the thing is, you can't call Darren a live tried to call the oh my God,
I could.
While he was using his thing
How much you got?
Time banks now worth 1 minute. Peter has a lot of them. The 15k pay jump, so
Can
he's
I go to
perfectly
the
within his right to do this. Looks like he has a lot of those time bank cards, guys. We could be here a little while.
The whole time?
I'll save a few.
Whilst we have a
What do you think?
that he's
Yeah.
more likely to bust
There's
in
a
his
bunch
hand
of
than
stuff
not.
you can do.
Phil. Can't miss out on a spot of social media.
He's got
That
at
one.
least another 4 or 5.
It's only printed on one side.
It's a small problem. Ludo, certainly hand for hand would fix it, but it kind of slows the game down more than it speeds it up in the overall.
Yeah, you can use it, but
I call.
the table over there, you're not gonna get.
To pause the other table because these guys were in the tank. Here, well, here we go. Peter has outflopped Phil. And it's only Phil left with just 4 million unless he finds an ace or running straight. Trip queens, in fact, for Peter. Worth the wait. Oh, pardon me, of course, Phil has way more than that back. Does decide just to call. 3 betting sub 30 bigs, ace queen gets a little awkward. Doesn't really want to get it in against Ludo. Very different if they're a late position, but in mid.
Hey, but maybe this whole timing thing is like, look, how often does someone bust there in time on one table?
In 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Very, very rare.
Yeah, and he has timex too, you know, so, you know, if he has more than you, then that doesn't work.
If he uses it, he might not use them. Too.
I'm never gonna use
If
them.
someone,
We have a crazy amount of time, and we get more at the final table. We have so much time. It's just way too much time.
way too much.
That's the problem.
They should not give more. Final table.
Shouldn't be a minute.
It's,
Yeah,
it's,
but
it's a
don't-
complete free roll for
Yeah,
me
yeah,
because I
of
play so
course.
fast.
Yeah, but of course
It
it's
doesn't
like
matter.
50, 1 out of 50, 1 out of 100 times maybe.
The minute.
No,
the
it's
minute,
at least 10%.
The minute to act is a lot as well.
Oh, no, 10%.
It's 10% every, for sure it is.
Somebody bust,
Yeah.
In like 3 hands.
and they know you are.
I'll
They know you're tanking, so they
Well,
even
okay.
play even tighter.
If they
changes
know you're
the-
taking and leave a chip back, it's different.
It
'Cause,
changes
like, when
things.
he raised, I just went all in.
Yeah.
I didn't leave a chip back.
Yeah. I'm expecting people to do that sometimes.
Yeah, okay.
Action checks through on King 8 Deuce.
One out of 20,
Conversation
And I don't
rages
know,
on.
maybe they have no time banks. I don't even know what's going on over there. Maybe they already did that last hand.
No, let's say it's 1 out of 20, which I think is too high, but
Yeah. Well,
$300.
Right now, every time it makes for $300. You look at it.
Yeah, with a stack worth like, you know, if you double, you have. That's not worth it. Like, maybe you have a tough decision later with a 300, $400K dollar stack.
this is 4 minutes, and they're going to give more at 8. Like I'll never use it. I'll never use it in a million years.
We're getting more on the final table? How much?
6 more, I think.
Yeah.
Gonna have 22.
You haven't used that?
Yeah.
I have 16
And also you spend 10 minutes tanking instead of playing on this table, which
Checks through again. You hear the floor announcing this is the last
maybe we
hand
can
before
just
the
skip
break.
that, yeah.
Okay. Do we keep this?
I would love
Yeah,
to.
okay.
I don't want to do it.
I think this will check
Just
through
thought,
once again.
no, that-
No value in either player betting here. Ace high, so often good, and you can't really make anything else fold.
95.
Are we switching?
Aucun sens.
But as always,
Aucun 3.2
Ludo doing something different. Going huge. Okay, if you're going to bet, you got to go big. I don't quite know what he's trying to rep here. You can have some 8s. Would have perhaps checked twice and then gone big on the end. A little concerned perhaps that Alex has a hand like 6s, 5s, even 9s or 10s. We're trying to get to showdown. Bet huge and knock them out. You could also even have a king still. He's checked twice. And your king now will be worth so much that he can safely bomb it. Doesn't really have any weak hands he wants to bet for value. Hence, this size is not the worst idea. Alex super suspicious. Well, Alex's hands are pretty much the same here. 5s, 6s, 9s, 10s. Ace high. They all feel the same. Ludo betting this size is not a hand like queens or jacks. There we go. Does let it
Jack or ace queen?
go. And Ludo knows he's up against ace jack or ace queen, but it wasn't just those hands. So well played, Ludo. Bluffing another one here on our feature table. These guys are going on a break. Just over 10 minutes. We'll come back to 1 million, 2 million, where Philbot will be below the 10 big blind mark. It's still Aaron leading the way with 160 million in chips. Aaron, 6s plus 2.
Say, man, of my word.
Chip leader raising up.
Yeah, now I believe you.
I go. Running good.
And Giuseppe got the last one through, not this one. Aaron flopping a set,
Good game, sir.
ending Giuseppe's run here. Caribbean
Getting
Poker
much of a
Party.
Sweat out of all these pots or
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Feel dirty.
I don't need no sweats.
Aaron continuing to run hot. Raise it up to 13, 14 million, something like that. Peter in the small blind, king 10 of diamonds. This is kind of an awkward spot with 10 bigs. Raise at a call, but does decide to just rip it in. Alright, so Ludo's got enough hands he's going to fold. Aaron, you saw pure queen 7 suited earlier, so he's pinning probably a little bit too wide. Peter decides he wants to run the equity. Of course, Ludo will fold his ace 4. Well, Aaron's probably just going to side call off ace 10 and find out he's in great shape. When you're calling as well as queen 7 on the button, you then got to call off with ace 10 in these spots.
Good luck.
Does make the call, and there we go. Good news inbound.
That man is on a run.
Oh man, it's on a run, he keeps saying, but Peter picks up extra outs.
I stay away from him.
King on the end. Well, this man is also on a run. Peter
Not zero though.
doubles up once again. 47 million. Small hit to Aaron. Got 175 behind.
What are they feeding us today? Anyone see? Did you see what the menu is today?
Will with aces again.
Chicken and hamburger. So I had to guess.
Well,
Last time,
it's
no
been
action.
hot
This
dogs
time,
half the
blind on
day.
blind with Ludo.
What was it yesterday? Oh,
Yeah, yesterday was chicken and
So
hamburgers.
it's probably hot dog.
Yeah, right.
I think
No, they don't have
rotated
a
back
menu
and
here.
forth.
And raise again. Looks like 3.5x. Oh
I was hoping it was burrito.
dear.
Yeah.
Ludo with 40 bigs and ace king behind him. This is disaster.
I feel like burrito day. It's been a while.
And Ludo's covered. Let's see, 20, 19.5. See what he goes with. If he does go for the call, which is a blessing for Ludo. These guys play a 40 million chip pot. Eight, 9, deuce. Kind of a bad flop for Ludo, but then Will doesn't have much around this. Maybe Jack 10 suited. I can't see him having that many more hands that want to continue on this. He's more likely to have some Broadway combos. Larger Broadway combos, I should say. Ludo can definitely bet this.
17 million.
That's 17 million.
It's on 17. Don't have to bet this big, but it's all good.
River 7.
And he does decide just to check jam in on this flop. And it's just... There you go, Ludo knows he can't really call this. Well, he's burning some of these time cards, but I just can't really see. I mean, he's suspicious. He thinks this is... Will doesn't have that many hands. I really want to check raise, get it in here, but even you're up against a hand like Queen 10, Jack 10. You're talking about calling off, hoping to be in a flip. There we go. He does eventually come around to the right decision. William, up to 125 million chips. It's very big stacks on this table. He and Aaron having just under a third of the chips in play between them. All right, and whilst that was going on, it's that we have an all-in out here on our outer table. Kings against queens.
Let's go.
And
Let's go.
looks like Big Hooney, the recipient there. Kings versus queens.
Is there anything else you'd like? Sir? Anybody else? I'm good for now. Thanks. Come back. Let me know. I'll be back in time if you guys need something. Yeah, thanks. Thanks. You work for tips?
Nice to see Scott Wennerbeck still in the mix on that outer table. Gonna flat this off 23 bigs on the button. Gonna have some traps. This seems a pretty good one, especially with the likes of Foxen and Ryan Reese behind. And Foxen looks down at King Jack off in the small, and this is definitely a candidate. Always looking to push the edges. He does drop it in. All right, so Ludo's gonna
Like
have a chance to get his chips back very quickly here. William asking for the count, but of course,
37-8.
not calling with 9-6, just saving a little bit of face. Ludo snaps.
Oh, wow.
And Foxen's face says it all. Foxen the man all in, and see just 13% equity. We are on that pay bubble. Next place, an extra 15k. Well, 10-3 deuce, all hearts. Foxen are looking a little bit more interested now. 38% from 13. Ludo still big favourite, but
Unbelievable.
heart on the turn, and that is brutal for Ludo. He's left with just 8.8 million. And the start of the day chip leader down to less than 5 bigs.
How much is it? 8 million.
Aaron Jack 10 offsuit in the small blind, good call. Peter behind, much easier to do this in the big. He does decide to make the call. Peter finds the aces. What is his timing like in the big blind? And this will be a jam for him. For what is 22 bigs. Secret's out when you raise a hand from this spot. You've obviously got it.
Nice hand, bro.
Ludo's already gone all in.
Man.
For a while.
17 million.
He's doing a quirky less than
Okay, no.
all in bet here, just trying to confuse and make Aaron make a mistake. But again, also maybe wanting to use maximum.
I can go to the toilet.
What's that?
Toilet?
No, I'm going to call quick. Can you go over there and tell me if they're playing a hand? Or if a hand's just getting dealt out?
Oh, Killingham Philbort, the assistant.
You had about 40, right? Because you won like 20. Is that about right? You don't have to count it, but it was around that, yeah.
About 45.
About 45.
Well, Aaron can't do anything with Jack 10.
You raised to 17 million. So it's 9 more.
You have to be suspicious about whether the man's giving you such a great price, but he is going to call. I mean, this is kind of why Peter's raise size pre is fine, because he's obviously read that Aaron's going to make a mistake. I mean, you just can't be balanced in this spot. It's so clearly such a strong hand.
Wait, hold on. This is wrong.
It's definitely not right.
Very wrong.
And then how much did you make it?
17. He has 8 million, right?
So it should be 8.2 times 2, 16.4 on the side.
8 million call, 17.
Ludo.
Yeah, how much?
Likely to be the next man out. If we get this pot figured out. He needs deuce, 3, 4, a couple of
16-4, which I
fives.
can't win.
16-4.
I never understand that. The other way around, like I should be having the main pot here, even though the main pot's to stay in the middle kind of thing. But I'm saying the side pot. I think so, yeah.
Well, Ludo has fouled a 5. Aaron a gut shot straight draw. Peter has the aces and the spades covered.
I don't think so. It's the other way around. If I'm over there, it's the other way.
There's 44 million chips in the pot. Peter was just 28 back. Yeah, I feel like Aaron just has to
I check.
check here and hope it goes through. Peter, I think, now just has to jam it in. Pot's so significant. Again, there might take a very unbalanced line. And that's what he's going to do. Trying to milk as best he can with these aces.
Funky stuff.
Ludo called it. Funky stuff going on.
Yeah. We've seen the king 10%, 10% randomness. It's like king queen.
Aaron makes the call, chasing an 8.
Goes in here.
Well, 10 gives him a pair. Now the rest is going in.
Check.
Peter just 18 million back. 65 in the pot.
Account, please.
All in and not with a snap, which is going to make him happy. But it is going to be a call once Aaron sees just how small the bet is compared to the size of the pot.
What did you have? Blind on blind. What did you have? Yeah, I'm gonna know what anyway. Aces? I had ace king. That's a cooler. You had aces. And I had ace king.
Here we go, 3-way all in. Aaron needs a jack, 10 or 8.
Can I get
Ludo
5, please?
needs a 5. Otherwise Peter will double up and eliminate.
I was hoping it was kings or queens so I could hit an ace or a 5.
Aaron with a chance for double elimination.
That's an ace. isn't it?
Ace on the river.
Ice hand.
Good luck.
Peter, all of a
Good
sudden,
luck, guys.
100 million chips. He's been short all tournament. Finally finds himself above average, but it is a sad moment as we lose the ever popular Ludovic. Start of the day as chip leader. Walks out 14th place, picking up 65k.
What are we doing?
She's not ready to deal him yet. Let's stall till we find a table. Let the other guys play. Make a deal with her.
10, 9, 4, 1 diamond, wheel flopping. Open and 2 overs. Aaron, 2 overs and a gutter with backdoor diamonds. Wheel checks.
Yeah.
And Aaron could bet this, but he doesn't make a lot of hands fold.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Better maybe a hand like ace queen, ace king, ace jack.
Yeah.
Aaron. 5 million. Will does, of course, cool, and bingo for Aaron. The nuts with the flush draw. His opponent has top pair with a straight draw. This is as good as it gets for Aaron. Let's see. He does like to play big. He bets big often. It's going the other way this time. But it's relatively small compared to his previous actions, especially on a board where your opponent's check called. They're going to have a lot of continues. Hands like exactly this. 9 queen, 10 queen, queen jack. Will, with of course a mandatory call. And well, desperate river for Aaron. He's going to be sick when he sees this one. Both players making the straight now. There's 3 outs for the chop coming in. The spot where Will has a lot of 2 pairs. Less straights perhaps than... Wow, Aaron's checking it back.
Man, this table's run out is just so fucking bad, man. Yeah. I'm still winning. You have an 8. That was it. You can't win.
What do you do if you bet again the turn?
You need an 8.
Turn? Yeah.
Ryan, 6s, 12 bigs. These will be going all in.
On the dues.
Oh.
24-1.
And wow, the heater of Peter continues. He finds queens on the button.
24-1.
It's the right time to get hot. Big blind jam. Does elect just the call, playing 50 bigs.
Man, you're just racking them up now. Lucky twice and then just hand after hand.
It's not over yet, Aaron. Ryan needing a 6.
I honestly thought the Jack 10, I'm like, fuck, he kept getting lucky. Maybe I get lucky.
King 3, 4. A couple of diamonds. Ryan, backdoor straight draw. Asking for the 5 of diamonds. Make it a fairer fight.
6 down.
Ryan Reese is race. His run. Busting out in 13th, picking up $80,000.
Don't you still here? With the 128?
Oh,
King, Jack, Deuce, couple of clubs. Phil has those covered.
The turn? It's the turn, okay.
Good thing you folded, I guess.
Yeah, all right.
15. I don't remember.
Hold up for Phil up to 40 million. Alex down to 70.
Let's take that again.
So 250?
2.4.
2.4.
Aaron.
6 million.
Gonna make it 6 million under the gun. I think blinds 1.2, 2.4 now. Aaron definitely losing his composure with some of these hands.
No, what? Oh yeah, see the box on your left. There should be like a little
I think your chips
see the little markers?
You saw that? Right here?
Yeah.
Put them there like
I think if you set them in there like that, yep. And then it shows them. Right.
Now you can play because you have 10 seconds.
That's cool. I only need a few seconds to fold.
6.
Hooney makes way. Alex, Queen 7 diamonds in the big. He will continue. unlikely, but Aaron has flopped a pair on 8-5-3. And his bet is going to get through, especially this big.
Anybody's game. Then you have a. How you write that? Anybody's. IE.
Oh, it's Y. It's Y apostrophe S.
Oh, yeah. YS? Then it's YS. Anybody's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apostrophes for possession. So like anybody. Anybody is the owner.
Oh. It's not the body.
If you were talking about a collection of bodies,
yeah,
maybe that would work.
Oh.
The IES, I mean.
Break from the English section. Peter folding ace-9 under the gun. He's just happy to chill.
Yeah.
We can talk more about that later.
Alex 7-8 off in the small. He's limped in here, is he? It's Aaron in the big. Aaron with 9-6 says, go ahead, give him a flop. And what a flop it is. 10-8-7. Alex bottom 2. Aaron the flop straight. 3 diamonds, the only thing that may slow this one down.
$4 million.
4 million the bet. Now, how is Aaron going to proceed? His image definitely is steamy. Not what Alex wanted to see, a raise. He won't be going anywhere just yet. I imagine he'll call. And then probably commit on a lot of brick turns. He feels like Aaron's raising some lone diamond hands. Now might be the time to pounce. Does indeed make that cool. And it's just never a great spot bottom 2 on a coordinated monotone board. Has to tread carefully. I fear the worst from now on that turn card, because against Aaron this will be going in. And Aaron, probably to overbet, may just jam us. He does move all in. Alex calls it off with bottom 2. It's the bad news. It's the flop straight. You see the facial expression. There we go, Aaron with a chance to undo all the damage and get back to a monstrous stack. Alex on the flip side, 4 outs to get to 120 million. Safe as they come. Aaron back over the 200 chip mark. Alex, well, doubled up through Ludo, but it didn't last much longer. And the man who came second, Millions UK, is our 12th place finisher here. Looks like a huge pot on our outer table. Ace Jack making a straight on the river. And yeah, Jonathan Kurzel there. You see him at the payout desk. Looks like the latest to depart. Ace Jack the winning hand. Didn't see what Jonathan had, but losing to a straight.
Final table. Here we go.
Oh, not much more.
I mean,
Not so much
a
more.
horrible hand, but I need you to pair.
You like hearing that, right? He's
If,
like, oh, I like
yeah,
that.
if he's asking for how much with this kind
It's
of
like
thing.
2 million more.
I like to just make sure, you know.
But maybe you can, bubble.
16.3.
2 cards under 9?
I have a king and a 9.
I have 2 9.
Yeah.
You
Can have
right.
8s?
You were right.
Couldn't have 8.
Yeah, I looked at it and said, I'm gonna need you to pair.
Yeah, not the 9.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna get there though.
36 million chips. 15 bigs in this pot.
Good luck.
Phil
Thanks.
You're welcome.
is the one at risk. Everyone else rooting for a king.
Just jumped in on that one.
Oh. All
More
right.
hearts for
Ace
sweat.
Jack 8
Ten of hearts for sweat.
with
10
hearts.
of hearts. King of diamonds. Oh, not even a
That's
sweat.
sweat.
Nice hand, bro.
Just the king for Phil Bolts.
What was it? 18 now? 16?
16-3, I think.
It's party time for the Party Poker Pro.
How do I not wheel that one in there?
Nice
Peter
hand,
Jetton
nice hand,
style.
nice hand.
Play that one.
Taking notes
perfect.
over there.
Taking notes.
That was big.
32 million's a lot.
Now I gotta go right back to net mode.
I doubled up, guys.
Before the outer, and it's Greg Bird all in again. Certainly looks that way. And he has moved it all in under the gun. Mateos.
Yeah, I'm saying that one day.
Yeah, Mateos has, I think, raised over the top of the all-in. And wow, an all-in jam over the top from Oscar Prem and Mateos. His reaction, not one of joy. Sounds like it's 50 million and Mateos has put in. Looks like 17 million up to this point. Should have a double elimination here if Mateos were to call and win. He does call. Oscar shows kings. I believe Greg has shown ace queen. Oh, it's ace queen, and kings. And an ace in the window. Two spades, nobody with a spade. 6 on the turn. Just the king will do it. Wow. Yeah, Oscar Prem out. Kings versus ace queen with 10 left. That is brutal. Greg Baird, you see there. Well, he not just survives, but adds 50% to his stack. Mateus, the big winner, of course, chopping up Oscar and then getting a... No, with Greg, sorry, and doubling up, well, not doubling up, eliminating Oscar on the side.
15,400, you take 15,400. I take 15,400.
You're going to chop that up.
And I chop this, and the rest is...
It goes this way, right?
Mateus, as he should, being vigilant, making sure this is done correct.
Chop that.
So the all-in was 15.4. So Mateus called that and then called the overjam. As you see players racking up their chips, we have reached the final table of the Party Poker Caribbean Poker Party main event.